Parents will often come to me and they'll have concerns about immunizations. I've heard a lot of things about them that are making them nervous about the idea of doing this, and I completely understand that. There's a lot of information out there right now about vaccinations, and people have heard things, they've said things, and unfortunately, sometimes when doctors hear that stuff, their response is, well, I can't believe that you don't care enough to vaccinate your kids. Well, that's not the point. The reason parents are bringing up these concerns and these fears even is because they have heard things and they are concerned about their kids. So when a parent comes to me and says that, I say, I completely know where you're coming from. In the history of vaccinations over the past 2 centuries, there have been a lot of things that people have been concerned about. This is not the sort of thing that anyone wants to do, is give their kid a shot. It hurts. And just sort of on some very basic level, the idea that you're putting something, into your child's body that might once have been a living organism that can cause disease just is kind of creepy. So if you're concerned about it, if you're nervous, if you're fearful, I understand that. The point I try to make is, first of all, vaccines are safe. They are effective. They do the job. And I think a great thing is that so many parents now have not seen these diseases. They don't know how bad they are. So what I tell parents is that I have seen these diseases. I've been doing this a long time, but even today, these diseases still exist. Every year at Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, we have a lot of kids who come in and are admitted to the hospital with whooping cough, where kids cough so much they can't breathe, and they bring in this air like a hoop like that, and that's why it's called whooping cough. And these kids are miserable. We see kids with meningitis due to Haemophilus or pneumococcus. All of that's preventable. And if these kids get these types of infections, they may end up with long-term disabilities. It's all completely preventable. And my fear is that your child might get one of these diseases. I don't want this to happen. I know you don't want it to happen. So let's have a discussion about what your fears are. I can explain the science around this, but I can also tell you that I care very, very deeply about what happens to your child, just as you do. And I know we want the same thing, which is for your child to be healthy and happy.